Okay, continuing from part one. If you missed part one, the link is in the description below. The fact of the matter is, at the time this was written in 2005, he was incapable of writing. His son said that. So very, very dubious stuff here indeed. Now, what this has to do with me knowing about his God, Yahweh, it completely befuddles me. So I asked him to clarify, of which naturally he doesn't. Anyway, so I did quote him just one of the many, this freepublic.com / etc. I quote him on this whole rabbi story about how it reminds me a lot of the Josephus story where, the Josephus supposed quote about Jesus, but we know it was falsified. It's kind of the same thing. Christians have been trying to do this for literally 2,000 years. Anyway, I just tell him, no, I'm going to pass on changing my attitude because at this point I'm just freaking pissed. As you've proven yourself to be an arrogant, cowardly, lying little douche. I expect such things from one who name calls and then gets pissy about being called names. Pathetic. Arrogant as you. He claims me to be arrogant. Cowardly as you. This I would love to know. Where exactly was I cowardly? Lying little douche, pissy, wrong. In other words, it's the I know I am, but what are you kind of argument. It's really kind of funny. And here's where it gets really funny. He calls me a kid. Wrong, kid. I said mutual respect, which you obviously lack. Yeah, you damn right I lack it because you haven't shown any. So mutual respect, wrong. I don't give a shit about respect. I want your ass on a fucking debate forum. I want to take you to task. Whether you want the respect or not, I don't care. If you got the balls, show up. I'll be happy to be there. I ask him to show my arrogance. Any day, anytime, anywhere, you name it. What I mean by that is cowardly. Any day, anytime, you name it. I don't care. You just tell me where and when and I'll be there. Point out one lie. I'm a 41-year-old kid now, am I? That's all I say. You're right about mutual respect. You start off without any respect and then demand it. So he claims I'm doing it now by being arrogant. Perhaps I am. Certainly didn't start off that way. For what? Your lame-ass invitation? If you guys are going to invite me, then again he goes back with the mutual respects. This time respects is plural. That's kind of funny. He claims I'm lying because I said that I know God. I said I know about your God. I know all about Yahweh. I know more about Yahweh than this guy will ever know about Yahweh, and I'm more than happy to sit down and discuss it with him. You are younger than me, and I speak the ignorance, like I don't know how he's trying to phrase this, until you prove you are a kid. Okay, nowhere am I speaking ignorance, and he is a whopping 2 years older than me. I believe he said he's 43, so that makes me a kid. Okay. He thinks I'm getting to thee. This is another little thing. He's one of these King James wackos that believes that the King James Bible is the only real translation of the Bible. The King James Bible is perhaps the worst translation of the Bible into English, and most modern scholars would totally agree with that. I mean, there's very few modern scholars that think the King James Version is worth its weight in salt, let alone gold. He uses the word thee frequently, not just to me, but on his videos, in his videos, throughout his channel. He's trying to talk in 15th century Old English. And I'm wondering, does he believe Jesus talks this way? So tell me, how the heck are you going to debate me if you're going to be this emotional about being called a kid? Now, let's look at the emotional point about being called a kid. I said this, here's my emotional point. I'm a 41-year-old kid now, am I? Boy, that was overly emotional, wasn't it? Well, I was just throwing things at that point. No, that was just a statement. It was actually a humorous one at that. And this is the kind of debate that me and this guy would have. He would be overreacting to statements that they're non sequitur completely. He couldn't stay on topic. He can't answer the question. So I just say, all bullshit aside, are you showing up this Sunday, or are you going to weasel your way out of this by special pleading? He didn't ask me nice enough. Wah, wah. Or perhaps some other creationist tactic. Yes or no? Come on, you have a dead rabbi on your side, and you're an expert on critiquing martial art moves. Seriously, Tia-san, what do you have to lose other than your pride? You can invite all 30 of your viewers over to see you tromp the evil ones. I'm just trying to do everything I can at this point to say, okay, I'll show up. He keeps saying, I'll show up if you can make something respectful, a nice PM. Right, okay, exactly as I started off by saying, would you please show up? But no, that wasn't nice enough. So I just keep saying, yep, I got to tell you, you're a pussy with a God complex. Asking you, hell, I'm telling you, show up or shut up. So before this dwindles down to nothing, I decided to take several things he's saying. I'm laughing out loud. I'm laughing, blah, 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 blah. And rather than invite him to a debate on the League of Reason channel, I decided to invite him to a personal debate with me, to be had anywhere, anytime. It's right here. Good. I make you laugh. Cool. Then you should have no problem meeting me for a formal debate. You name the topic, the time, and the place. I'm giving him all of the power here. We'll have it moderated My suggestion for topics would be the veracity of Yahweh's claims for divinity, proof of Christ's messianic claims, and this actually got cut off because instead of hitting L, I hit the enter key. Don't ask me why. I was going to say reasonable faith, etc. So I've invited him to a debate, nicely, without any sort of name calling, etc. Okay? Again, he says, you heard me, just tell the dogmatics it doesn't make any sense. Wrong answer. This is a debate request for me to you. Accept it or not. Should be a walk in the park. After all, I wasn't really a pastor, right? And I'm just a dumbass kid, correct? Should be a walk in the park, okay? So he asked me, who are you? DPR Joes? I think he means Jones. Okay. So I see you decline. So it figures. All wang, no balls. Same old song and dance. Another thick-headed creationist and part-time convenience store employee. I now resign the... I called him a convenience store owner in one post and said, I now rescind the ownership theory, who backs down from a debate. And why? Because I didn't ask nice enough. Goddamn, I'm making a video about this. You're too priceless for the rational world to ignore. I'm going to close with a few scenes from this guy's videos to show you how petty and ridiculous he is, just to give you a laugh.
June 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my blog TV.
And his blog, I know for sure that it wasn't your blog channel, Don. Alright? You just exited yourself. But anyway, that's not what I'm trying to point. They definitely made a point already. And everyone knows that. And look at this guy. His eyes are not telling the truth. The funny thing is, I have this kind of gift kind of thing. I can tell from people's eye, this guy's not telling the truth.
He can tell by people's eye that he's not telling truth. Oh, by the way, Don Exodus 2 did a whole expose on the lies that Nephi Free told and actually has them documented, unlike this guy, which just laughs and then makes fun later of the fact that he's wearing his lab attire because he is, after all, in the medical field and has very little time to make videos.
I'm going to share with you another foolish video that I found on the YouTube.
On the YouTube.
Made, obviously, by some pathetic atheist.
We're all pathetic, guys.
Look at this short clip, since this is only 1 minute.
These pictures over here, the Jesus statue at Solid Rock Church went up in flames last night after it was hit by lightning.
Last night, lightning reached down from the sky as the statue reached up.
Lightning had hit one of the hands.
Once the blaze began, there was little that could be done to stop it.
Now, this is a true story that actually happened. And naturally, what does this idiot blame this striking? He's confused. He really does believe that some atheist out there made a video with Thunderfoot being obviously the comical godlike angel that strikes. It's obviously made as a funny video. But believes that he's doing this on purpose to think that, oh, atheists brought this down. So he says, no, that's not what really happened. What really happened was God struck it down. And why? I'll tell you why. Because he's going to quote scripture right here. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven or above or that is in earth beneath. That's interesting because no graven images of seeds. Actually, they're beneath the earth, right? No graven images of, I guess, moles. That would be bad. That's a very strange passage. Unless, of course, the Hebrews believed in gods underneath the earth. That could be what that means. But that will be the topic for another video. This is getting kind of lengthy. So anyway, I found this very funny. This is his excuse for this. And I had to post, and we'll close with this. I posted on this channel. Wow, you'd think every Catholic church would be struck by lightning. After all, they have crucifixes in every Catholic church. But that would be using reason, which we all plainly see you are utterly incapable of understanding. Also, had you any concept of Hebrew or history, you would understand the concept of a graven image, something you bow down to, as in front of in Hebrew. The Catholics do this every freaking day, yet the church you're bashing, well, figure it out. You didn't see any Baptists out there bowing down to this church or anything, this Jesus symbol, or not that they would. This was just a symbol out front. Perhaps God only strikes down certain, as in two that I know of, graven images. Nifty. And this is his witty retort. I'm sure this was just an example, smarty. Oh, yeah. It's an example of something that's been going on for 2,000 years. Thanks for watching this, guys. And whatever you do, avoid ThickShades channel unless you just are in need of a really big laugh.